Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Cocoa and Coffee. I already chugged the coffee that Joe gave me. Here's a hint. It has nuts, hazelnuts. I drank it. It was good.
We recorded basically half an episode and we had to restart it because my phone is an idiot. It stopped recording.
His phone actually has one less chromosome than the other phones.
I don't understand why it stopped recording. That's crazy.
That's the politically correct way of calling his phone retarded.
Is it because I opened Spotify? Is it
might
because
be.
Spotify was open? I'm like, gosh darn it. I had a thought too that I should go back and check.
A good one?
Yeah, that I should go back.
Oh, sorry. I had a thought. Was the
my
thought?
Gosh. 1, 2.
What? How did you do that?
How did I do what? How did I do what? Did you not know you could do that?
Obviously not.
So I switched tabs on my phone by swiping on the bottom of the screen. We have iPhones. He apparently didn't know that you could do that.
That is groundbreaking. Oh, I'm making a Twitter. I have the app downloaded. Now I just need to make an account.
You also have low battery.
That's fine. But yeah, I'm going to get a Twitter. I was listening to Tillin, and they have all these tweets, and I was like, you know what? I'm randomly funny sometimes. I should put it down just in case it's funny and everyone else thinks so.
Random thoughts with Pablo?
Me and Jesse used to do Pablo's thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I was...
For like 2 weeks, I think. And it was just like me texting Jesse something completely random, and then him posting it on his story with a picture of me.
You know what? I have the perfect...
Honestly, it was probably one of the funniest things I've done.
You know, I have a picture of you that you could totally use for that. First of all, this one would be great. Hold on, I had a specific one in mind, though. Why do I have so many pictures of you?
Wait, go back up. What am I doing here? Am I holding it still? Oh, I'm dancing with the broom.
This one right here.
Oh, I was so much thinner back then. You can see it in my face. I love how both sides of my car window are fogging up, but yours is easily double.
It's because I have a higher body temperature.
It's because I'm having trouble breathing.
I also have a higher body temperature. Like, I literally have a higher body temperature.
Because I can't make that joke.
You were gonna say you were hot.
No. Because
you're not. Bruh.
It involves a police officer and a knee.
I'm leaving. So, I came...
Let's read this. This feels to be on here.
It feels weird to re-say all this. So I was on Facebook Marketplace earlier, as one is.
Wait, hold on. When were you on Facebook Marketplace?
When we were on the phone, you could see the little green.
You were on the phone?
Yeah.
When?
This morning.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
I spoke to you this morning?
Yeah, we have been speaking for the last hour because we have to re-record this stupid thing. I'm going to be mad about that the whole time.
Hold on. Check and make sure it's still recording.
It is. I literally just checked it. So, I went on Facebook Marketplace. It says, worst laptop of the late 20th century for $20. Already interested.
You should crack open your door, too. I'm hot.
No, you're not. Anyway. So it's a...
So you just love hurting my feelings, don't you?
Yes. It's a Microsoft Surface RT.
How dare you?
I dare. I dare so hard.
See, I work so hard.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy, and you know that I'm trying.
What just happened?
You've never seen that?
I don't know what you even said.
That's all I hear when the Kardashians talk.
Oh, it was I don't care then.
So, it's a Microsoft Surface RT with 2
I don't keep up with
gigs
them.
with RAM and 32 gigs of storage. So, it's a pretty cruddy laptop.
Okay, so for people who don't know computers, RAM is random access memory, and 2 gigabytes of that will allow you to open a whole 3 tabs in Chrome, maybe.
I did not know that. I did not know that that's what RAM stood for. I just thought there was a goat in the computer.
They can't put LeBron James in all the computers. Just kidding. He's not the GOAT. That's Michael Jordan. Shout out Michael Jordan. You should listen to the podcast. Please sponsor us. Anyways.
Kobe. Anyway.
No, he can't sponsor us.
Oh. So.
We'd have to like go to his Wait, no. We'd have to go to his wife.
Hey, so
yeah, they're definitely not sponsoring us.
He was a good father. Took his kids with him.
Ooh.
Take your kid to work day went crazy that day.
Oh. Take your kid to work day went up in flames. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, it says, if there was ever a fatherless child of Microsoft, I'm not going to say that word. It's the B word. This is it. It's made of... It's right there. The biblical term for a fatherless child.
Okay. A bastard is someone who is born illegitimately. Like, out of wedlock, I think.
I know. The word... Yeah.
That's not a bad word.
I know. So
Look, here. I'll read it for you. Bring here.
No. I'm reading. This is my...
No, I'm just going to read that word. Bring it closer so I can see it.
It's one word.
Well, I have to know where it is. Okay, read it.
If there was ever a...
Bastard.
Okay,
the way I said it makes it seem like it's a bad word. I admit. But that is... If there's ever an illegitimate child
it sounds like I hit a soundboard. It's of Microsoft. This is it. It's made of quality hardware, with the exception of a keyboard that's nothing short of hideous. It's a pretty bad looking keyboard. It's blue. But its implementation fell flat on its face due to laughable marketing and a UI that made users pull their hair out.
It must have not gone to standing up school.
So it's basically the Wii U version of Microsoft tablets. Hardware is non-upgradable. Windows RT along with Office 2013 are burned into the ROM. Unchangeable in its passing of its support cycle. So if you need help with it, tough. Hardly anything in the App Store runs on it. And almost any modern website will turn its nose up at Internet Explorer.
Hold on, I finally opened this.
He opened a bell.
It's not a bell, it's an air freshener.
Good job.
You'll never guess what flavor of air freshener this is.
Let me look
Yes, I said flavor. You know how to cut it out, right?
Probably.
You should definitely cut that out.
Anyway.
But you should leave in the part where I say you should cut that out, so that way they don't know what it is.
So it says, anyone interested, and then it says sound of crickets chirping. If you can find a printer that's old enough to work with it, think of it as a legal copy of MS Office. Hit me up if you know what this thing is and for some odd reason you're still interested in. I'm sold. If somebody listed a car on Facebook Marketplace that way, I would buy it. It's a Geo Metro.
Goes 0 to 60 eventually.
At some point.
That's literally in the handbook of the Pinto.
Oh boy, car talk. I don't know much about cars.
You remember the car they made that had the gas tank engine in the gas tank in the back?
Yes.
That's the one.
Oh,
the car that Shane used to have?
Oh! Ugh.
That old car? So fun fact about Shane's car. It was so old and so unused, he went to change the oil and it still had the original spark plugs. How did he know that? Because back in the day, they used to have lead-based gasoline and oil. I mean, it was just gasoline. But it leaves a certain color, like a yellowish color, I think, on your spark plugs.
They were yellow?
They were that color. I don't remember if it was yellow. I can't remember. But Shane was like, there's no way. There's no... Like, they really...
With my old car...
did not use that car.
With my Mitsubishi that I had, it had the original spark plugs and stuff in it, too. There was an oil leak that went into the spark plugs and blew them up.
So, your oil turned into the terrorist force?
Yes.
Man, that's crazy. I can't believe they had a Bin Laden in a Mitsubishi.
Roses are red. I'm getting a divorce. Santa Claus has joined the terrorist force.
Terrorists win. And he's dropping bombs down chimneys. We need to stop this Santa Claus. Hold on. I'm going to Alex Jones it real quick. We need to stop this Santa Claus from dropping bombs down our children's chimneys. That sounds so much worse.
It would have been fine if you had not said children's. It would have been fine. I need you to...
We need to stop putting chemicals in the water that are turning the gosh darn frogs gay. I love watching Alex Jones compilations. It's just hilarious.
He's funny. He's a funny man.
He's so serious about what he believes Everything he said. Did you see when... Okay, totally off topic from this thing.
Oh, that's normal for us.
But did you see the video of, like... I think it's now the current... I don't know what he's called. Like, the U.S. health person.
Oh,
And he's saying, like, oh, we put this in the water, and it would make frogs, like, have homosexual tendencies. And he's, like, listening to this video, just, like almost looking stunned that he was right.
I did see that.
That was my favorite thing, was watching him be like...
I can't believe it. I was right. Oh, man.
What were we talking about again?
I don't remember.
Want to see me deploy my airbag?
No.
On your side?
No.
I can do it.
The amount of whiplash that people must get listening to our podcast. Because I haven't...
Probably because of the airbag.
I mentioned this last episode, I'm pretty sure. We listened to the first episode that we ever put out. The whiplash is insane.
And we weren't even in a car that time.
No, we weren't. We were at your old house. I remember recording it.
Which old house?
Pittsburgh.
Like my mom? Okay, that one.
Yeah.
I really want to try to deploy my airbag. But I know
deploy
with
your
this
airbag.
knife, it will kill me.
So, much to...
Let's make a pros and cons list of deploying my airbag.
The con is...
Pro.
Do you know how expensive it is to replace an airbag?
Pro. I won't be alive to replace the airbag.
Or you'll just get a nice nap.
No, I have the knife. The knife.
Oh.
Yeah, if I deploy it with the knife's definitely
Do
going
you know how
in my
much
neck.
paperwork I'm going to have to fill out with the police department if you kill yourself right now?
Well, no, not right now. You'll obviously be outside the car. But anyways, pro. I won't have to replace it. You're right, it is getting hot in here again.
It's warm in here.
Con. I won't have to replace it. I'll be dead. That's a pretty big con. So let's see. One of the pros and one of the cons is also a pro. So that's the issue I'm having here. That's why it's so hard to decide. I think I'm going to do it.
So,
for those of you who couldn't see what I was doing, I went like this.
He's holding a knife to
No.
the steering
That's
wheel.
the bit. You can't let them know what I'm doing.
So, to try and add some semblance of order to this episode.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what we were talking about again.
I went to AI to ask for an episode. I'm sorry.
Oh, I stabbed myself.
Oh, God, there's blood everywhere.
No, it's not everywhere. I just poked myself, really.
No. So, I know we hate AI.
Yeah, Terminator.
But I find it funny that one of the options it gave me, it's like, give me a topic for a podcast. I literally asked AI, hey, what do we talk about?
And I was like, talk about me.
No, literally, one of them is the ethics of AI, balancing innovation and responsibility.
Okay, so here's the innovation part. You can, and I just saw this, and I might have sent it to you. It's a video of a drone that has a flamethrower attached to it.
Right.
That shoots a good 50 feet.
Okay.
Could you imagine being hunkered down in the trenches and all of a sudden you just got an RC helicopter being flown by Brad just shooting flames at you? Or Kyle. I feel like a Kyle would do that.
It's Kyle. And he's drinking.
He's drinking a Monster.
He's drinking a...
He's over in the trailer 1,000 miles away. 1,000 miles away being like, yeah, I can hit that. That is not what a flamethrower sounds like.
I've never made a...
FedEx! Sorry.
You ever notice the arrow?
I always
between
get
the E
scared
and
when I
X?
see my ex.
She's a
I'm
Fed?
fed up with the X.
Oh. Do you ever notice the arrow between the E and the X?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I pointed to prove you wrong, and I was literally pointing and looking at the E and the D for Ed, which is what I'm special at, apparently.
I don't know what HD is, but apparently I got 80 of them suckers. Another one that it gave me is mental health, breaking down stigmas and stereotypes.
Okay, so what the stigma? Yes, I just did that. It's a stupid phrase anyways. It's a stupid phrase anyways. I just made it stupider.
I was just talking to one of my coworkers last
I don't even know
night.
what it means.
I was talking to one of my coworkers last night about this, and we were talking about how stupid, like, what the Sigma, the skibbity toilet Ohio is, or whatever it is right now. And he's like, well, if you think about it, the kind of stuff, like humorous stuff that we grew up on the internet, the people that were older than us were cringing at what we were saying too. So we've just become them. And I'm like, okay, but here's the difference. We had actual comedic structure with Vine, with the early
R.I.P.
days
Vine.
R.I.P. Vine. They tried to bring Vine back and it failed.
Yeah, because we got Instagram stories now.
But he was saying that, like,
I'm assuming I don't know.
I don't know. We've become what the older generation was. And I'm like, but we had structure. Like, road work ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Remember that one meme that came out and it was just like Lord Farquaad with a horrible rendering of the coloring and it just said E?
Yep.
I never got that.
That was Markiplier.
What was that about?
I don't know.
Because I know it went to the bass player community because I play bass, so obviously I know that. And it was just like, I almost stabbed myself again.
You should not be allowed sharp objects anymore.
So it was just like, they saw the meme and they just, boom, open E string, just play that. Or like, Davey504 would put something on there for like I think he would put a video up for like other people to send in their videos to like do a duo with his pre-recorded video, and he'd like rate them. And this one kid literally just started playing the E string over and over again, and it wasn't even in tune. And so it was just a troll video, but he put it on there because it was such a E. It was E.
I think the meme came from Markiplier said E at some point, and then they photoshopped him as Lord Farquaad.
Oh, that's why he looked different. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was Markiplier. But no, then they made like the whole Rush E bit.
Rush E, what was it?
It's a song.
Oh. Did they rush it?
Yes.
Was it Russian?
Yes, that's why.
It's a Russian song.
It's a Russian ballad sound.
They rushed it.
Yes.
They rushed the Russian Rush E.
I'm gonna rush you.
Bless you. I didn't know what else to say in that. It sounded kind of like true, rush you. You know, one starts with an R, one starts with an A, and depending on what speech you use with language.
Another topic it gave me was future of work, remote versus hybrid offices.
Well, I can't be run on gasoline and electricity. In fact, I can't be run on either. So I don't know if I could be a hybrid worker. I drank gasoline once and it wasn't a good experience.
Why did you do that?
And I also stuck a fork in a wall outlet. Also not a fun experience.
Okay, that one's normal. Everybody's done that.
Why I did both at the same time.
And you took a screenshot?
And all of a sudden... No. All of a sudden, I started running like a motor, I thought, but it was just... Yeah, so if you drink gasoline and stick a fork in an outlet at the same time, it causes you explosive gas.
And it takes a screenshot. So yeah, those are the topic ideas that AI gave me. And then
Why did we do this the first time? This is way better than the last recording.
I know, right? We recorded for like a half hour before realizing, which reminds me, is it still recording? Okay, it's still recording.
18 minutes!
Yes! We made it like 8 minutes in last time. So then I asked AI, well, what about a comedy podcast? And he gave me worst date ever. Bungee jumping.
Bungee jumping or skydiving, except with people who are doing it without a license. So like some guy just got a plane and was like, I don't need a license. And I got a bunch of parachutes. I'm going to have people pay me to jump out of my plane with these parachutes that I don't know how to use.
Me as a dyslexic trying to be a hero when the pilot says that there's five passengers on board and 6 parachutes.
I'm surprised you got through that without messing up.
So did I. That was great. Good job, me.
Yeah, you know what? Thank goodness you finally learned how to speak English.
God, it's been a long, hard ride. Laughable life hacks was another topic.
What did we say last time?
I can't remember.
Because I had a good one.
Oh, you roll up all the windows in your car.
Okay.
No.
I got it. Okay. So a laughable life hack. And this is for people who don't know cars whatsoever. You
This
tell them
definitely
this.
works. This definitely works. No,
Tell
no, no,
them
no,
this
no.
that it works.
This 100% works. Like, this is actual facts right here. Spitting facts.
So if you ever get a dent in your car, you know, you're in a fender bender or someone takes their shopping cart being their anger out on you, what you want to do is you want to roll up all of your windows, make sure all your doors are closed and locked. But before you do that, you want to make sure that your air vents are doing the circulated air so no air can get in from the back or from the vents. And then after that, you want to go to your tailpipe and blow as hard as you can. And if you can't blow hard enough, you want to get an air compressor and some duct tape. Stick the air compressor hose in there, duct tape the hole shut so no air comes out. Turn that sucker on. Dent will go right out.
Yep, this 100% works.
This is 100% true. You should definitely take my word for it. I'm definitely not lying about any part of this at all.
No, 100% not.
100% straight true. The idea that somebody would take this and think... The idea that somebody would take this and think that it wasn't true. That it was fake news. That's my Ben Shapiro impression, by the way.
Good job. You sounded very Jewish.
The idea that somebody would take my penny off the street when I saw it first. Oh, I'm doing so much more Jewish jokes as Ben Shapiro now. I hope you know that. Oh, I love and respect the Jewish community. My pastor's part Jewish. His son is part Jewish. I still make Jewish jokes, but it's okay. They mostly find them funny. I say mostly because they haven't heard any of them.
One of the other topics you gave me was embarrassing childhood stories. I actually have one.
Oh, we didn't do that one yet.
I actually have one. I told this story on the other podcast.
Do I know this one?
You do, maybe.
Which other podcast? Oh,
Brain Cell. So, I was in 3rd grade, and we had this thing called the Accelerated Reading Program, where we would basically read a book and take a test, and a certain amount of points you get for each test. How many?
Yeah, they were judging which kids would and would not go to the concentration camps.
Pretty much. I was always second place to this one girl.
We're gonna get taken down so fast.
Oh, for sure. I got second place to this one girl. I know her name, but I'm not gonna dox her like that. But I know who you are. I remember you. You know.
Say your name. She probably doesn't remember you.
No, she does, because I actually ran into her recently, and she remembered who I was.
You should really watch where you're going when you're driving.
I ran into my ex today. Now I'm facing 5 to 10 years.
I miss my ex, but that's just because I haven't adjusted the sights on my scope yet.
My ex still misses me, but her aim is getting better. Anyway, so I was in 3rd grade.
Okay, so you know how to read. You're in 3rd grade.
I read really well in 3rd grade. I was like a college reading level in 3rd grade.
Okay, so you're in 3rd grade.
Yeah, so
okay.
I was sitting there taking...
And you know how to read.
Yes, I was taking one of those stupid tests. I was taking one of the tests.
You're taking a what?
I'm going to beat you. So I was taking the test, and I was like, man, I kind of have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I remember now. So I
raised my hand. I was like, teacher, I need to go potty. And the teacher said, okay, let me finish up with this student that I'm helping here, and I'll come sign you out. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, man, I really need to go to the bathroom.
Then he was like, never mind, I don't got to go no more.
Basically, I don't remember the thought process in the slightest. I just remember I went. And I don't know if you remember those chairs from elementary school. In the chair.
Did you make a little puddle, Joe? Puddle, if you would. The creative Pinocchio. Puddle.
I hate that I got that.
Pinocchio, if you would.
So I don't know if you remember the chairs in elementary school. It was basically...
of writing.
Shut up. It was basically a bowl. So...
Who peed in your wee?
I saw...
It was Joe. He peed in my bowl.
This is not funny.
No, it is. That's why we're both laughing. So nobody else is gonna laugh, but we're laughing.
So I went in the chair and I got up because I wasn't gonna sit down and stay in there. And then
he wasn't gonna sit and stew.
And then I said, "Teacher,
sit in his stew.
I need to go." And she came over. She's like, "Okay, I'll sign you out." And she sat down.
Oh.
And then she looked at me and just went, "Oh."
That poor teacher. I've got one.
Oh no.
Not peeing, but also a bodily function. So I was in kindergarten. I'm still, to this day, it's not even my fault. Not even my fault.
That sounds like something so that's their fault would say.
No, but I genuinely was like,
Bush, it wasn't my fault.
To this day.
I'm still
Sir, they hit the second tower. I know. I mean, it wasn't my fault. I mean, dang it. I mean, no, but I was in kindergarten, Miss Fuson's class, and we would do reading time on this, like, rug that she had. It was our reading rug. I can't remember what exactly it was called. But we were reading, and I don't remember exactly what happened before, but I know I raised my hand to say something along the lines of, I don't feel good, or I'm sick, or something.
Mr. Stark?
And no, not like that. It wasn't, I don't feel so good. It was like, I was a kid, I was gonna say like,
my tummy hurts.
something like that. And I raised my hand, and she looks at me, and as she looks at me, and I just vomit all over this rug. And all over whatever kids were in front of me.
Oh, the poor little Susie.
Which there wasn't much, because I usually tried sitting in the front.
Right.
So it was like maybe 2 kids.
Susie
and
Michael.
I was so embarrassed. Now keep in mind, these kids got hit. I was completely clean and fine. So I just threw up all over this carpet and on these 2 kids, maybe 3 kids. And I went and I hid under one of the desks. I'm still so embarrassed about this. Like, this is, I'm honestly just like, man. I don't remember which kids it was, but if you're listening to this at some point and you were in kindergarten, Miss Fuson's class, and you're like, I do remember some kid throwing up on me, I apologize. I am so sorry.
If we're going for embarrassing like that, same grade, by the way, same teacher that this happened. There's a fuzzy.
I thought it was a fly. I don't know why. I thought I'd be able to just poke it with my finger.
So, this is the same teacher. I got in trouble. I don't remember what I did. I don't remember at all. But back in that time in 3rd grade, we would have to call home if we got in trouble.
Oh, I got a funny one, but keep going.
So, I was still kind of at the age where when I would get in trouble, I would cry a little bit.
We both waited for the person to leave to do that, didn't we? We both had the same. I kept looking over like, is she going to get her freaking mail already? We're recording in my car outside of Joe's house, by the way. Like, this is why
This has been the last 2 episodes, too.
If you hear the car door opening, it's because we breathe like a couple of oxes. Or oxen, my bad. Sorry. And the windows
2 oxen
are
and
fogging.
donuts. But anyway.
Oxen.
So I would cry a little bit when I would get in trouble. And
Mom,
so
I got in trouble at school.
Oh, just wait. So I dialed the number and I was like, oh, so I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna be big boy.
Cap.
So I heard the hello. I started bawling. Like,
Oh, I remember the story.
Like, just bawling.
The kid heard you.
For like
He laughed at you. He laughed at you.
Somebody just walked by with a kid and they laughed at me making those noises. So this went on for a solid, it felt like about an hour. It was probably like 30 seconds, I'm going to be honest. And
as kids, we tend to exaggerate things, and as adults, we tend to keep on doing that.
yeah, pretty much.
The fish was this big. For those of you who can't see it, I said the fish is this big, and I went like this.
Yep.
All right, there you go.
After about a solid 30 seconds of that, I just go, hello? Because I don't hear anything, and I just hear, I'm sorry, honey, you have the wrong number.
That's still my favorite thing.
And I look at my teacher. My teacher is looking at me, and I'm like, I love you too, Mom, bye. And I hung up. And I found this out years later. That teacher was at my high school, and I was telling that story to a friend. I didn't know she was standing right behind me when I told this story. And she goes, oh, I remember that. And I was like, I just turned around like,
the slow turn?
You knew?
What? You what?
You knew? And she's like, yeah, I figured that was enough punishment for you, so I never told your mom. I told that story to my mom, and she didn't remember it. I was really confused.
Well, probably because you never called her.
Yeah, I swear that my teacher called her. I really thought she did.
Oh, geez. I had a funny one. It wasn't even embarrassing. It was just... Oh, okay. I was in... It wasn't third grade. I think it was in fourth grade in Miss McCoy's class. Or it might have been in fifth grade in Miss Saylor's class. One of the two. And this kid named Hayden, which we were friends before. We weren't really friends at that time, and then we were kind of friends after. Which, I mean, has nothing to do with the story, but I'm saying it anyways. He decided one day when we're standing in line before we go inside, because you have to wait in line before the teacher gets there, and then once you're all lined up in an order, you'll go inside, because, you know, that makes sense. He decided it would be a fun idea to take off his shoe.
Oh, no.
And throw it at my head.
He thought you were a good singer.
Nobody except for the people who practice at General Conference and the people you told about that are going to get it. And anyways, he did that, so I took his shoe and I threw it back right in his face. Like, it landed square. Keep in mind, I have never been a kid to accurately throw a ball.
You're still not.
Exactly. And
I've played catch with you. It's more like, go get it.
And then when it comes back to me, it's drop. No, but I threw it. It landed square in his face, so I was surprised when it hit him. And I was like, because to me, it was like, there's no way it should have hit him because I can't throw anything. And I laughed, and all the teacher saw was me throwing the shoe. She didn't see him throw the shoe at me. She saw me throwing his shoe at his face and laughing. She didn't even ask that. She just sent me to the principal's office. And my mom got called. And she came down to the school, which, keep in mind, wasn't a big deal because she wasn't working at the time. And we lived, like, down the street. It would take you maybe 2-3 minutes to walk there.
Okay.
Because it's the apartments I live at now.
Your mom running to the school is the funniest image in my head.
Well, no, she didn't run. She drove.
She said.
But before the teachers or anything, this is how I remember it. She may remember it differently. I could be remembering wrong, but what I remember, because I was in the office, so I don't know if she talked to anybody beforehand.
No, she just walked straight to you.
That's what it felt like. But she was like, what happened? And I was like, Hayden threw a shoe at me, and so I threw it back at him. And she was like, so he threw the shoe first? Yeah. And you threw it back? Yeah. And then I think at that point the principal walked in, and I want to say it was Miss Daly. No, it was the vice principal. It was Mr. Schneider.
Rob?
I think so.
Rob Schneider. Or
yeah.
No, I was thinking of Dan Schneider.
Oh. I think his first name was Rob, though. That's a great guess. That's a great
wrong
guess.
Rob Schneider was in my favorite Christmas movie, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
No, but he ended up being the, what's it called? Like, theater teacher over at the middle school in the Hill.
Okay.
But he used to be the vice principal for Garrett. And I think he walked in. My mom was like, so why is he here? And I don't think anyone told him what was going on. I think they just said, there's a kid in the office that needs to see you. And he was like, I don't know yet. So my mom's like, he tells me that this is what happened. And he was like, is that right? I was like, yeah. And Hayden was in the office too. And his mom was one of the, like,
oh no,
administrators there.
Oh.
And she comes in and she's like, hey, so I heard my son threw a shoe at your kid. And she was like, yeah. And he's like, and he threw it back? Yeah. She's like, I don't see a problem here.
That's how I'm probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna do.
So, the best part is the vice principal is just standing there like, why am I here? Like, he's the only one I'm watching in this situation because he's the only one I'm comfortable with looking at in the eye at this point. Because I barely know him. I know Hayden's mom. I know my mom. And I'm thinking I'm in trouble. Because I was like, if I perform any act of violence, doesn't matter what, she's going to perform an act of violence on me. And I don't remember how exactly everything left, but I remember going back to class and not going into the door right away because I'm standing there like, how am I not dead? I could have sworn my mom was going to kill me.
whenever I have kids and they're in school, if they get in trouble for like getting,
I'm gonna throw a shoe at your kids to see if they react the same way, and if they don't, I'm gonna train them right, and I'm gonna train them how to throw a shoe.
100%. No, I'm gonna teach my kids right. Where it's like, if my kid ever gets in a fight in school, I'm not even gonna pay attention to the principal at all. I'm just gonna walk up to my kid, and be like, "Did you start it?" And of course they're gonna say no, because my kids are gonna be perfect little angels and never.
Your kid's gonna be like, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I had a javelin. And then I didn't. And Eric had it, but he was holding it weird through his stomach or something.
You know what the worst part is? That sounds like it would be exactly.
That sounds like something you would do.
Yep.
And that your kids would see and be like, I can do that.
But no, I'll just be like, did you start it? No. Did you end it? Yeah. We're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
They ain't gonna end it.
They're
gonna be just like you. Someone else is gonna start and they're gonna be like,
hey, only in third grade. Only in third grade.
Yeah, in fourth grade, they're gonna be like,
Why? Because mom left?
Yep.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but your wife leaves you when your first child gets to the third grade. Or sorry, the fourth grade.
Fourth grade. I think that's a good place to end. Just like my marriage will end.
We have to do my special section at the end.
Oh.
Okay.
Should I plug the socials first before you do this?
Yes.
Okay. Instagram, Cocoa and Coffee Pod. My Instagram is GuiltChat. Lucas's Instagram is something, I don't know.
Lucas_M_Catalan.
Wow, you really memorized that.
I did, because I didn't memorize it last time, so I had to memorize it this
I
time.
don't even think we said it last time.
We didn't, because I didn't know it.
Okay.
But anyways, this is the part of the podcast where I'm going to start talking about something that I'm really passionate about. And this episode, it's going to be rice. So, first of all, my favorite type of rice.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Cocoa and Coffee. I truly hope you enjoyed it. You can find us on all our socials. We have X now. It's at Cocoa Coffee Pod. We have a TikTok, except it might be shutting down next week. We're not entirely sure how that's going to pan out, but we'll see what happens. Also at Cocoa Coffee Pod. You can find us on Instagram at Cocoa and Coffee Pod. We're basically the same everywhere you look. But yeah, thanks for supporting the show, and see you later,